Yo guys, what is going on? It is time we talk about how to get impressively good mechanics in the shortest time possible. Starting this video off, I want to talk about the three main factors to getting better mechanics than most. The first factor is of course the speed of your mechanics. To get top tier mechanics, we have to be fast. The second factor behind getting great mechanics is how consistently you do your builds and edits. Speed really doesn't matter if you miss every other edit. And lastly, we have the timing in which you place your builds and you perform your edits. Timing and speed kind of go hand in hand, but it's important to practice both of these skills separately. To make this video as easy to follow and understand as possible, I'm gonna begin by talking about how to perfect your mechanical timing. To perfect your edit timing, you should play the map showcased on the screen right now, every day. However good your edits currently are, no matter how fast you are and no matter how consistent you are, you can always be better, be faster, and be more consistent. The map that's in the background right now is called Raiders Mechanics Map, and the code can be found in the description of this video. This map should only be played for a maximum of 10 minutes a day, as doing more than that is more or less a waste of time. If you feel as though your timing is very bad and you feel like you benefit a lot from playing the map, then adding a few minutes is okay. But for most of you guys watching this video, it really isn't necessary. Moving on over to speed, I highly recommend playing Raiders Mechanics Map V2. As I mentioned earlier, speed is worth nothing if you miss every other edit. So it's important for us to practice our speed in a scenario that actually resembles real in-game fights. Anyone and their grandmother can have fast mechanics when free building. I personally prefer playing what's called piece control of fundamentals when playing this map, and really trying to push myself into failure when it comes to speed. Progressively overloading how fast you do your builds and edits will over time make you a much faster mechanical player. When it comes to consistency, the best way to challenge yourself and really improve as fast as possible is by doing piece control tunnels for 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day is all it takes to become more consistent than 99% of other players playing this game. When playing these piece control tunnels for the first time, don't feel hopeless if you mess up often, because that's how we improve. Way too many players only free build and try to improve, but the problem with free building is that we get comfortable way too easily, and we do the same things again and again and play brainlessly. When we do this, we essentially just waste our time, and this is of course something we want to try to avoid. Next up, I want to talk about something I find highly interesting, and that is what in the world makes Nosh, Nosh, players like these so much better than everyone else mechanically. What do they do that most others don't? Well, the answer is pretty simple. If you want to have mechanics like Nosh, Nosh, or clicks, you gotta go into your games actively thinking and focusing on your mechanical abilities when fighting. Really challenge yourself to do the little extra. If you fail, it's whatever. Failing is actually a good thing. That means you need to work more on your mechanics, and maybe you'll even find your weaknesses. Having this mechanical playstyle and fighting mentality can get you very far. But for a lot of players, it makes them focus less on actually shooting and more on just building and editing. So it's very important to find a healthy mix between mechanics and actually shooting. What I'm trying to say here is don't just keep on playing like you normally would in your next few arena games. Try actually doing more edits. Do triple edits when fighting. Pressure yourself to be more mechanically consistent in the heat of the moment when fighting. Try to learn from the playstyles of players like Nosh and Vidil, because the reason they're better than everyone else is because they've consistently pressured themselves mechanically in fights for years on end, unlike a lot of others that just sit still and do nothing in fights. Coming in next, we of course have to talk about binds. Do binds matter for your mechanics? Well, whether you're a controller or keyboard, hey, controller boys, I actually got you in this video. Binds do matter quite a bit. But a lot of YouTubers come on here and say you can't have good mechanics with non-optimal binds. But of course, that is just not true. You can have great mechanics with terrible binds. However, optimizing our binds is something we should all look into after the competitive season is over, which is of course quite far away. But I just want you all watching this video to know that there is no reason not to change binds in the off season, as learning a new bind or two really shouldn't take more than maybe 20 days to learn if you play daily. And fun fact, if you just try to get 2% better at the game every week for the next year, then you'll be twice the player you are today in a year from now. And maybe you'll become slightly better and more consistent because of a binds change. So Think about it. Build fights is something I would include in this video, because build fights is a great tool to get better mechanics. However, what is absolutely essential when playing build fights is that you play against a good player, and not just some completely random 11-year-old dude sitting in his living room playing on a 50-inch flat screen with 162 milliseconds of delay on it. You need someone who can punish you for your mechanical mistakes. Someone who shoots back and does so at a high level. If you can find someone like this, then playing a lot of build fights over a few weeks will give you insane mechanics. And build fights might actually be the best tool to quickly get fast mechanics. The only issue with build fights is that it really isn't for learning anything new. It's more for just perfecting the abilities you already have and putting them to the test. So it's important to play some of the maps previously mentioned as well, to learn new things and challenge yourself in a different and often more effective way. And guys, there you have it. If you do all the things I have said in today's video, I can guarantee that you'll be in the top 1% of mechanical players in this game. And then you just have to work your way up from there. Thank you all so very much for sticking around to the end. Please go on to have a wonderful night. My name is M1K3. Stay safe and take care.